So the new album, Day to Days, True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys, it ended up being quite a long process.
Yes.
Um, how was it when you found yourself back in the studio? Did you start too soon?
I feel a little bit.
Yeah, I think the recording process started too soon. You know, it was one of those things where we had taken some time off, lived our lives a little bit, and then did the song for Watchmen. And it felt really good to playing, to start creating. So we were like, oh, we must be ready to write a record. And so we got into the studio, and it was, all right, well, this is the record we're going to make. You know, this is the direct opposite of what Black Parade was, so that must be the right direction. And we achieved that goal, but at the, you know, when we finally got to the end result, it was like, oh, wait, no, that's not what the next record should be. That's just what we wanted at that moment. So we need to start again.
Yeah, because when Desolation Road, the single came out, I was like, whoa, this is a whole new edge. So did you got caught up with that?
Not caught up with that. That was very planned out. Like I had called Zach and we had a discussion about it sounding very specific to the era that the film was set in. So, but it was very fun to do that. And I think around that time we were writing a lot more aggressive material. It was good to kind of get it out, you know.
It was like scratching an itch, yeah. And sometimes it's like, you know, you can't find the sound you're going to evolve into. The sound will find you.
That's a good cliche, but it's true.
It's true.
But you ended up getting to a point where you were like, fuck, we have a record, but we can't release it.
Yeah, it had no identity.
How is it to make that phone call to the record label and say,
man.
oh man, we're gonna need another million, another year, another producer?
It's weird. It wasn't like that. It was very natural. We just started, you know, Tom Wally, who has always been very supportive of the band, was the head of the company at the time. And, you know, he could sense, I think, in us that we weren't finished, you know. And so he said, why don't you just, you know, go hang out with Rob Cavallo again and rekindle that. And it you know, it happened.
We had songs we still wanted to write, and Rob happened to be free, and he was like, all right, well, go do what you got to do.
And then you ended up building up this new concept.
Right. Kind of a concept.
Kind
it's not
of
really a
concept,
concept.
but more like a visual
it's
thing too.
Right.
But is that a way of channeling your creativity?
Oh, absolutely. I think I feel the need to at least do a little bit or a lot every time we make a record to create a world, and I feel like that's what the band does with its music, you know, and we all build these worlds together, and then I kind of feel like visually representing those somehow, like they need something, you know. It's not always going to be something that's a giant procedure, but
no.
I guess whatever the record calls for, whatever it asks for.
And it really suits the music.
I feel like that.
But like after the Black Parade tour, obviously you guys grew tired of that concept. So isn't it like a fear in the back of your head that, oh, like in a year from now we don't want to be doing
the good news is we don't
the Killjoy thing.
Yeah, but we're not, which is cool. Like the Killjoys is so much about very real things, you know. And we're not playing characters, and we don't have to wear any kind of costume on stage. We don't have to wear anything we don't want to wear.
No.
And so, being that it's not a story with characters you have to follow, and there's no rules. That's the point of the Killjoys record.
Yeah, I think too, just from even the start of when we put out the record to now, like everything's has been evolving. Everything's like flowing. Like even like the videos, there's been no set plans. Like we're just kind of coming up with it as we go and doing what feels good. So in a way where I feel like with this, we're still getting that kind of, you know, you never know what's going to come next, which I feel like we kind of need. You know?
So you kind of build the foundation for the next 10 years of My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, you know, or the next adventure you're going to have, maybe it's 2 years, you know. But I do feel like we've rebooted in a way and built a foundation for the next 10 if we want to do them. You know.
Cool. Let's watch the Desolation Road video, and then so actually this new record, even though it's in one way kind of more poppy, it's also the most aggressive sounding record.
Right.
In your catalog.
Pretty interesting, yeah.
How did you manage to end in that corner?
You know, it's weird. I think it was just a lot of experimentation, and what you're hearing is a band celebrating that experimentation and that excitement to be creative. You know, we picked up a lot of instruments that weren't like the normal instruments that we would play. Like, you know, a lot of us were on synth and working with drum machines and creating loops within like in a Pro Tools setting, and just, you know, kind of reimagining the way we would write songs. Yeah. And that was really fun, you know, to just, you know, take everything that you know and throw it out the window and just start brand new again.
But production-wise, because it would be like the easy way just to make like a over-polished rock record like American Idiot with Green Day, something like that. But you choose to make it much more rough edge.
Well, I think the core of Danger Days is dirty. Like that was the idea. It was about keeping stuff dirty. It was about the whole notion of the record is like, how far will we go to keep cleaning stuff up till it has no personality left? Like rock got so cleaned up that it got wiped off the face of the planet almost. So to revitalize that, you need almost rock and roll's worst enemy, which is where it started, which is
a good pop song.
Well, that but also like agitating and challenging and being dirty and dancing. Yeah, like Elvis dancing and pissing people off. Like so much of that.
I wouldn't take you guys as dancers 10 years ago.
Oh man, you've never seen us live then. That's all I do.
I've seen you twice, so. But like every time you make a new album, is it with an idea of making the old albums redundant?
Yes, and I don't know. It's not a conscious thing, but I've had friends come up and say I can't listen to your old stuff once you put a new one out, and I take that as a really big compliment.
And the new album has been out for quite a while now, so do you still feel that you managed to succeed that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it's still pretty new.
Yeah, it just came out in the end of November.
It feels like it's been a long time now.
Time goes fast when you're on tour.
It does.
In the end, the future for My Chemical Romance, is that bright or is it red or is it black or
What
where
color
do it go?
is it? It's multicolored.
Yeah, so it's all colors, right? Which would be
Orange
white.
and yellow like the sun. You like the sun.
Right now it's the sun, yeah.
And is it just planned out touring the next year or is it?
Yeah, this year we're pretty much locked into a bunch of touring, and then next year's uncertain.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
For taking your time and have a good show tonight.
We will.
Looking
Thank
forward
you.
to see it.